The Arctic wind screamed across the frozen tundra, carrying with it the bitter sting of ice and desperation. Beneath a pale gray sky, the vast expanse of white stretched endlessly, silent save for the heart-wrenching cries of a polar bear cub stranded on a splintering ice floe. The ocean's dark fingers clawed at the edges, threatening to swallow the fragile platform whole. The mother bear paced on the opposite side, her powerful frame trembling with frustration. Every attempt to reach her cub only widened the gap between them. She roared, a desperate guttural sound lost in the howling blizzard. Overhead, a flock of Arctic terns circled, their cries sharp and urgent, as if calling for help. Miles away, a radio crackled to life. "We have movement on the eastern ridge," the voice crackled. "Two bears, one in distress. We need to move." The rescue team sprang into action. Bright orange and blue uniforms blurred against the snow as they loaded gear into their icebreaker vehicle. The lead rescuer, a steady-eyed woman named Evelyn, gripped her radio tightly. "We get them both out," she said, "no matter what." As they approached the site, the scene was worse than expected. The cub lay prone, its breath shallow, frost clinging to its muzzle. The mother stood helplessly at the edge, roaring in frustration. Evelyn could feel the urgency pounding in her chest. "We need platforms down now," she barked. The team worked fast, laying reinforced metal sheets across the thinning ice. The medic, Callum, approached the cub cautiously. His hands moved gently, checking for a pulse, feeling for breath. The cub shivered weakly as he placed a thermal blanket over its small body. "He's cold, but he's fighting," Callum said. "We still have time." Nearby, the mother growled low, her eyes never leaving her cub. Evelyn raised a hand, speaking softly. "We're here to help," she whispered. "We'll bring him back to you." Just then, a sharp bark cut through the air. Evelyn turned to see an Arctic fox, its white coat barely distinguishable against the snow. It barked again, darting toward a patch of ice where cracks spiderwebbed rapidly. "Shift the platforms," Evelyn ordered. "We need to stabilize that section before it breaks." The team scrambled to adjust their positions, ropes and pulleys creaking under the strain. Callum lifted the cub carefully, the animal barely stirring as he secured it in his arms. "He's stable," he said. "Let's move." They carried the cub to thicker ice, the mother trailing close behind. Her breath billowed in white clouds, but the fear in her eyes slowly gave way to hope. Once on solid ground, the team continued treatment. Bandages wrapped around frostbitten paws, warm fluids administered with gentle hands. The cub stirred, its eyes opened, glassy but alert. "There you go," Callum murmured. "That's the fighter I knew you were." Evelyn exhaled, a smile breaking through the tension. But this wasn't over yet. With the icebreaker vehicle humming softly, the team prepared for the final leg of the journey. The mother bear walked alongside the vehicle as they transported the cub to a safer ice shelf. The storm had begun to break, sunlight filtering through the clouds in pale golden rays. When they finally reached solid ground, the cub stumbled to its feet. It nuzzled its mother, a soft growl rumbling from her chest as she licked its head. The team stood back, watching in silence. "This is why we do it," Evelyn whispered. As the bears began to walk toward the horizon, the mother paused. She turned her head, looking back at the team. There was something in her gaze, not quite understanding, but not quite indifference. A moment shared. Then she turned away, her cub padding beside her. The team stood quietly as the figures faded into the distance. The last breath beneath the ice, now a memory of survival. And in the softening light of the Arctic sun, hope lingered long after the storm had passed.